Good morning. I forgot to eat, so I grabbed half a chicken breast. I'm just eating like a caveman. Good morning. I hope everybody is well. I'm sorry I'm a little bit late. I'm actually feeling a little bit under the weather, a little bit of a sore throat, which honestly is kind of to be expected. Sunday, we met up with some friends from out of town, and stupidly, none of us masked, and so I'm not the only one that's feeling a bit under the weather today, so generally did not follow good advice on that. So, I mean, even if people are like, oh, COVID's over, which it's not, sickness still goes around, so like we should have masked up, but we didn't, and that was very foolish, and I wish I had, and so now I have a bit of a sore throat, and that's my own fault, so hopefully nothing too bad. You're making considerations for the future? Good, Swiggle Snoot. Same. And thank you for your message. It means a lot. I'm gonna have difficulty approaching some of those names, but I will try. But I hope everybody is doing well. If you missed yesterday, we tried out the game that's still for free in the Epic Game Store called Sail Forth, and it's actually really fun. It's a very cute little game. It's a very PG game. It's very appropriate. The writing in it is hilarious. How they cover, like, so that there's no cursing. I thought it was funny. Sucky Beans, thank you for the follow. By the way, if I missed any alerts, I don't have my headphone cord at the moment. Between my husband and me, we've both had Astro headphones for years, and when I was turning off his computer, I tripped over his cord. It was I don't even remember what it was, but I yanked on the cord for his headset, and it broke. So now we share a headset cord. I broke it, and so he has my headset cord at the moment. So I can't hear alerts. So just a heads up, if I miss anything, it's not personal, and if I miss something, I don't even think one of my mods is here yet. It's early, but you know, if it's been a bit, I'm kind of like, oh, I didn't say anything. If someone feels like, hey, like they followed or they subbed or something, I'm gonna try my best to watch the list though. Sip sip. No, I'm eating chicken. Also, Vil, hello. I'm so excited for tomorrow. And I saw you were playing I don't remember what time, but you're playing Lego Fortnite with a lot of very cool people today. And I don't know. I think I would really like Lego Fortnite because it seems more so like Minecraft than Fortnite. So I hope you guys have a good time. But I've played it twice with my son. Watch out for the little spiders because they always sneak up on me. Just the tiny little ones. I haven't been in the caves. I'm not brave enough. Oh no, Roar Man, I did not consent to being bitten. I don't kink shame for 4, but I'd like to keep, you know, I need the chunks left in my arms for hugs. So yeah, if those of you in chat, if you don't know who, I mean, I'd be surprised at this point if you don't know who William is, but Vil is a star in the making, absolutely, and I think that everybody would be very entertained by Just Chatting streams or gaming streams. I'm a big fan. He's a very kink positive crab. My cat's on my desk and he wants my chicken. But you cannot have my chicken. Oh, stop. See, my son gave the cat catnip yesterday, and so I think the cat is in lovey-dovey munchie mode, which is fun. Your chicken's on your desk and he wants your cat. That's turnabout is fair play. Aw, log cow. What breed of kitty? I mean, he's a black cat. He's got some patches of white, but he's got like a little bit of white on his tummy and some white, a little tiny bit under his chin, and then the teeny tiny tip of his tail is white, which was always very like this. It was just very cute. I liked it. Or she had like season overload. Oh, I wouldn't have thought about high sodium. That's a good point. I seasoned this chicken. And I baked it. I didn't like boil chicken like the white woman stereotype. Although I have boiled chicken before, but it was like a bento box recipe for chicken where you boil it, but you put it in with like rice. You put it in with like rice wine and sake to flavor it, and it's very good. It's actually very, very good. So not all boiled chicken is bland and something you should make fun of. I actually recommend that recipe. I should post recipes I've tried that I'm like, this is good. I should post those in the Discord. Excuse me, Discord. Leona the Lioness, thank you for that follow. Welcome on in. That's really cute. You just like, okay, fine. You're here too. I'll make a separate plate for you. I like that. That's really funny. Well, enjoy your sleep. I hope you get good dreams. I keep thinking about trying to save up for V-Bridger on this model, and then I watch myself chew, and it's the... which is funny to me still. No, he's not tuxedo pattern. So I would have said tuxedo if he was. It's like he's probably part tuxedo pattern, but not quite. So I'm having chicken because it was already like, it's cold chicken. It's just in my fridge and it was easy to grab. Just I cut half a chicken breast and wrapped it in a paper towel, and that's my breakfast. I'll probably eat something properly later on. I've also been so this year my twin sister has informed me that I don't get a choice. She is going to force me to go to my 20-year high school reunion this summer. So don't worry, we will do a stream where I recap every bit of gossip and everything that happened at my reunion. But I have to go. And I was like, well, I did have a baby, but I'm not happy with where my body's at. And so in the past, what worked for me was calorie counting. And I know people have very strong opinions on like what kind of like diets or like, you know, like how you handle food, what works, but it works for me. I don't have an unhealthy mindset about it, but it's counting calories. It effectively makes it where I'm very, very careful about my treat choices if I have to log it and see how many calories it actually was. And so I'm aware that calorie counting for a lot of people can lead to or is disordered eating. I am aware of that risk, but it's worked for me in the past, and it hasn't been an issue. And so, plus, you know, I got my husband monitoring me. So, and then I'm going to be starting a 30-day yoga challenge, and I'm just going to try to take a walk with a stroller around my neighborhood like 2 or 3 times a week. I need to remember after stream, I need to send a message in the app to my doctor to get a referral for physical therapy. Something that can happen during pregnancy is, something that happens in every pregnancy, and trigger warnings for people if like anything with like the human body doing weird things is something that you can't really listen to. I'm gonna warn you now, so mute me for like 3 minutes. Something that happens because, you know, for your stomach to expand, there needs to be room, right? Your abdominal muscles will split and separate in the middle. And that's just a natural thing that happens during a pregnancy because, you know, the baby needs room to grow. So it splits so that your organs don't get crushed by the baby. Like it's the only way to have enough room. But normally after the pregnancy, they will come back together and they'll kind of stitch back together like they're supposed to be. And when they don't, when they stay separated, I think it's called diastasis recti. But at the top of my stomach, I'm pretty sure this time, especially because I carried so high, that I have diastasis recti, and the only way to fix that is with physical therapy or surgery. So I need to get physical therapy. So, because I would like to not have this weird distended shape to my tummy. While the human body, it's just, it's a body and I shouldn't be self-conscious. I did grow up in the 90s and 2000s with thin spo culture, and I still have a lot of hang-ups about stuff like that. So I'm very self-conscious about how my body looks, especially my middle. And unfortunately with diastasis recti, it's not exactly like I can just throw on some Spanx and fix it. It won't work. So oh, yep, sucking beans. It gets large and in charge. Oh, so Daco Paco, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. I hope I pronounced that correctly. But anyways, I'm done talking about like body horror stuff. But there's definitely stuff I need to fix. I mean, I did. Back when I had a job, I bought a bite box, the teeth straighteners, and then I lost the box. But I found it, and now I'm on like week 11 of 13. So like I'm almost done straightening my teeth again, so that's taken care of. Get your doctors to get back with flex glue. Oh, sometimes they do have to actually like go in there and like stitch it back together. And in fact, when women get tummy tucks or like the quote mommy makeover, a lot of times they'll go in and just stitch it closed. But you can use physical therapy to fix it. Oh, I am also afraid of pregnancy and childbirth, but they call it mommy amnesia, where you kind of like, hi sweetheart, you kind of forget about the scary parts, and then you're like, you know what, I actually kind of want another one, because hormones. Which is how I ended up with 4.
There's a bunny.
There's a bunny? There is a bunny, you're right. That's my little one. That's the 4-year-old. I sound 25? In what universe? I don't hide my age on this channel. I'm 37. I'll be turning 38 this April. So no, I'm closer to 40 than 25. Chicken eating ASMR. My apologies. Oh, I had a question, and I don't know if any of you guys know, but maybe you do, because it's not someone that I can like directly, I don't feel comfortable directly DMing her. Hi, sweetie. I saw, Demon Queen Vivi had like hand tracking. But I don't know if it was, like the model, I couldn't tell if the model was 3D or 2D, because I know that you can do hand tracking with 2D models now. But if it was 3D, I'm still trying to figure out like what would be a way to do hand tracking. Because I do actually have a 3D model, and I personally know how to update it enough to get like a more expressive face than just your basic Vroid. But I would also want to be able to like move my hands and stuff, and I don't know what kind of tracking I would need for that. What are you doing with mommy's stuff?
That's a twinkling star.
What?
Twinkling star.
Oh, the star?
Yeah.
Oh. I'm trying to figure it out, because it's like, I know that Pumpkin Potion uses a mocappy system, which is like $400, which is more affordable than other stuff, but unaffordable for me at this juncture. So I don't know. So maybe we could do like a stream-a-thon or something to, if I can plan. It's gonna be difficult with my family though. with school and the baby and my husband's work schedule and stuff.
There's a green water.
It is green water. But this green water has caffeine in it, so you can't have it. Do you need other water?
Yeah.
What kind of water do you want? She's apparently thirsty and she wanted my drink, but I use one of those little Gamer Subs sample packs, and it's the it's the Gorilla Gamer Fart 5000 or something. And it's not my favorite. I've discovered I really liked the mango flavor. This one's okay though. Like, I'm capable of drinking. It's just not my favorite. All right, I'm gonna take a very quick break. When I come back, maybe I'll play the intro video again, just because I really like it and I like opportunities to play it. But I have to go get her something to drink. She's gonna steal mine. Green water. Yeah, no, it's like true green. It's a very pleasant. Actually, if anybody saw the schedule I made for myself and I posted it on Twitter, it's like that color, like that green family. It's pretty. Anyway. Yeah, turtles. I really like the mango meta flavor. I thought it was, so I'm probably gonna order some, which I'm not a Gamer Subs partner. But if you do code SCAR, that is, my other streaming accounts that I haven't been making content with lately, but plan to start back soon. But Scarberry is, affiliated and partnered with Gamer Subs. So if you want to support me still, and are gonna buy Gamer Subs anyways, you can use code SCAR, and that's mine. Actually, let me double check that, but I'm pretty sure I asked them to change it just from Scarberry to SCAR, and I think they did, so pretty sure. All right, I'm gonna take a quick break to go get the little one water, and then I will be right back. I just wanted to play it again. I'm sorry. By the way, because I just noticed that an account that followed me off when I was offline is called the Shadow Government _ and I don't know why the little underscore in that is so funny to me. Like, it's even better than the account, because obviously there's an account that's called the Shadow Government, but the Shadow Government _ that's so funny. Chanting Fox, by the way, thank you for the follow. Hi, Dollar Bill. Mobs, the Traveler, if you're stinky, why not take a shower? I do, thank you.
Mama!
Chino, man. Yo, you like chino pants? Thank you for that follow, I appreciate it. I don't personally wear chinos, but I don't have a reason to if I don't work in an office. Oh, okay, fair enough. You're gonna have to forgive me. I'm not quite sure why the curly hair factors in, actually. Never owned a pair of chinos? Well, you could have fooled me. Why am I wearing an apron? Because it protects your clothing. Is it curly in Spanish? Okay, I'm learning Spanish, but I haven't learned that yet. I've learned the words for, I've learned Rubio and oh gosh, now I'm blanking on the word for what, brunette? And now I'm forgetting it. It hasn't come up in a while. Chanting Fox, thank you for the raid. Welcome on in. No. Yeah, this is my armor that I wear to get through the day. It protects my clothing from spills and stuff. When you should wear actually, if you want to protect your clothing, you should wear an apron. When you're cleaning or when you're cooking. It's not just for cooking. It protects your clothes. And then it also kind of protects my clothes from baby spit up, which is a real threat at the moment in my life, and from baby spit because he's teething. Palo Chino? Is Palo's hair? Because I don't think I've even learned that. Like, I've only learned words like cabella, cara is your face. So I'm still very rudimentary. I wanna start learning how to speak it better so that maybe we could do Spanish only streams, but I really need to, I need to start watching like Sesame Street in Spanish, or like Bluey episodes, because I know them by heart now, but like watch Bluey episodes in Spanish or things like that. Sign language is absolutely different in other languages. We learn ASL in the US. It's American Sign Language, which is kind of bogus because I'm sure there's Spanish Sign Language. And a sandwich?
Yeah.
Okay, what kind of sandwich do you want? What kind of sandwich do you want? Peanut butter honey? Okay, I have to go make a peanut butter and honey sandwich. Dr. Kyle, thank you for the biddies. Welcome on in. Thank you for passing through. Keeping us safe from the plague. I just passed out in the crib. Aw. Okay, yeah. I have to go make her a peanut butter and honey sandwich. Please. All right, I'm really, you know what, yeah, no, I have to go back on the break screen. I'm so sorry. It'll just be a minute. It doesn't take me long, but I don't want to like just be staring blankly at the screen. People are gonna think the stream is broken. You too, doctor. Have a good day. PB, welcome in. It's 14 degrees Fahrenheit here. No, yeah, I wouldn't like that either. Put on another pair of warm socks over your warm socks. You're sitting in the corner. It's always 90 degrees. Oh, gosh. All right, I will be right back. I've got to go make a PB and H sandwich. right, I'm back. I'm sorry about that. So, apparently we ran out of bread, and my older children didn't say anything, and so I improvised, and so now it's peanut butter and honey on Eggo waffles. Yeah, that's still a PBJ. Or I guess with chocolate sauce, that could be good. But yeah, the bread's gone, so I guess I have to go grocery shopping later, which is fine. I'm not a big fan of grocery shopping. It's not a chore I look forward to. But there are other ones I dislike more, like doing dishes or laundry, so. Hello. Grocery shopping is what the men are for? I mean, I like it when it's a shared task, but you gave up Eggo for off-brand whole grain? Well, I can get a giant box of Eggo waffles at Costco for emergencies just like this. So that's why we have it. We've got this big old box of Eggos in our freezer, in our garage, and that's what it's kind of for, is that if I don't have anything else, I can go to my autistic toddler and be like, well, we don't have this, but would you like an Eggo? And she likes Eggos enough that it's always a good substitute. So it's saved us more than once from a meltdown. As we ran out of this one specific thing that you asked for, like blueberries. Would you like an Eggo instead? She always does. So you gotta do what works sometimes. Eggos aren't exactly the healthiest thing ever, but it's fine. Objectively a cat, hello. Actually, I like Eggos a lot, but I eat them plain. They're just sweet enough that I like them a lot. I've kind of lost after this baby. I've kind of lost a taste for sweets. I don't like American sweets that are just loaded with sugar. I can't really do much. Like, it's too much. I can't eat it. Like, I can't eat more than just like a couple bites. But I can eat an Eggo for dessert. Excalibursaurus Rex, thank you for that. Redeem. I appreciate it. Ooh, that sounds really good, Turtles. I've never had those. I have 4 children. From 2 marriages. I've been very open about the fact that I'm divorced. My ex-husband was objectively abusive. The financial abuse never stopped. So we are fine and we are making it, but if he had cared a little bit more about his kids than getting revenge on me for leaving him, the kids wouldn't have had to struggle so much. But my oldest 2 are 15 and 12. And then I have a almost 5-year-old and a 4.5-month-old. No, it's okay. It's more common than you think. People just don't talk about it. But the reality of it is I have no idea what he tells people about me, and I don't really care anymore. But I do know that he has laughed about our financial situation before in front of my children when he has had them. And that's where I draw the line. But meanwhile, the 15-year-old doesn't even talk to him anymore. She's gone no contact, and that's not because I forced it. He thinks it's because I'm making her, but it's not. It's because she knows that he could have been buying her things and helping with that, and he has not. And she knows that now because she's 15 and, virtually an adult. But once upon a time, he cut his child support that he was sending, so I couldn't afford to send my kids to after-school daycare, so I could no longer work during those hours because I couldn't afford to put them in daycare with the job I had. So he successfully managed to completely strangle any chance of any sort of career I would have had. Because you can't have a career and move up and get promoted and stuff if you can only work 30-hour weeks. It just doesn't work. So he successfully ruined any chance I had at a career. But we've made it regardless. And Dad VT stepped up really early. I mean, Dad VT came into my life while I was in the process of getting divorced. We met and were in the same friend group. So and I know people are like, oh yeah, right. No, after I filed for divorce and was like really kind of going through a hard time, I had a friend. She invited me out to a trivia night, and I met him there. And several months later, we started dating. So, but he's stepped up, and he's been the dad to all 4 kids. He's been a dad of 2 basically since we got together, and so it's hard to find men like him. I love him very much. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Shala. Yeah, certain things like my oldest might need eye surgery to correct an issue with her eye, and I know that he's supposed to pay 70%, and my ex will probably refuse, and so I'll have to borrow money from my parents to cover it. Dad the Chad, I'll have to tell him he said that, Onyx. No, I couldn't ask for a better partner. And in fact, like it's a lot that I could go into, but I was so conditioned to think that I didn't deserve to be loved. I didn't deserve to be happy. I didn't deserve anything because I had just come out of a very abusive relationship, and I did my best to push him away actually, and he fought to stay, and he fought to convince me to, like, not ruin our relationship, and he stuck through it. So Dad VT is a superhero as far as I'm concerned. No, I appreciate that, Chino Man. Yeah, he is Chanting Fox. Yeah, so we are done having kids, unless there's some like catastrophic accident, which there shouldn't be, because I have what's called an IUD, and so if I I'm not even, yeah, if I suddenly found out I was pregnant, I would be absolutely shocked. So it's called intrauterine device. It's basically, it's a if you think about it, it's like a little piece of plastic, but the current ones are shaped like a T. They T-pose, and they literally, it's implanted in your uterus, and it irritates the sides of the uterus so that a uterine lining doesn't develop. This is actually important stuff for people to know. I no judgment if this is news to anybody, but a lot of people don't really understand how people get pregnant, how periods work, things like that. But when a girl, when a person has a period, the period is the shedding of the uterine lining and all of the tissue from that. So if your body doesn't develop the uterine lining, it doesn't shed the uterine lining. Your name is pronounced as Nate. Well, hello. So it's Nate FPS. Welcome on in. I hope you're doing well. I'm doing okay. Unfortunately, I'm explaining periods when you came in. Welcome. I'm just throwing you in the deep end, apparently. We're having that talk. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry about that. So what a period is the shedding of the uterine lining. Now, why the uterine lining is important is that how a woman gets pregnant, the sperm implant in the egg not in the uterus, but in the fallopian tubes, which are what connect the uterus to the ovaries. The egg drops from the ovaries and it travels down the fallopian tube into the uterus. You are pregnant if the sperm reaches the egg in the fallopian tube. There's wiggle room, but generally speaking, that's how it works, because it actually gives it enough time to have the cells start dividing, and then once it reaches your uterus, it will implant into the uterine lining. It actually implants in the wall of the uterus, in the uterine lining, and that's where it will start developing. So again, an IUD irritating the inside of the uterus so that there is no uterine lining, or that there's not a healthy one, or that it's very undeveloped, means that even if you had unprotected sex and an egg drops down the fallopian tube and the timing is perfect, and technically it's a cell dividing and it's at that point a zygote. If it becomes a zygote, it has nowhere to implant, and so the cell will just be reabsorbed into your body. So that's the whole point of the IUD, that even if you have a sperm fertilize an egg and it becomes a zygote, there's nowhere for it to implant and start developing. So your body actually literally will just reabsorb the cell, and then I think eventually it just gets expelled like any other cells do in the body with cell regeneration. But the added bonus for IUDs is that no periods, usually. So I like them very much because periods suck. I've gone most of my adult life with IUDs, so I've gone most of my adult life without having to deal with periods, which is very, very convenient. I've got to be honest, not having to deal with it. The worst I've had since I had the baby was, I had to get my, I had a polyp that had to be removed, so they had to put the IUD back in. But the worst I had to deal with was like really bad cramps for like 2 months, and that was it. And so far so good. I'm jinxing myself, so knock on wood, but I think I'm probably kind of done with it. I feel like somebody is like, oh, so it's kind of like getting a vasectomy, and I feel like a vasectomy would be more like they do have a way to they call it getting your tubes tied, and there's a permanent way to do it for women, and then they have one where they it's exactly like a vasectomy, where they inject something in it that plugs your fallopian tube, and that's the one that's like a vasectomy. No, there's reversible vasectomies. There are absolutely reversible vasectomies. That's why a lot of very vocal women and feminists will call for like, okay, well, if you're not going to let people have abortion, then you should just once boys are of a certain age, you should do the reversible vasectomy, and then once they're financially stable enough to be able to support a child, you can remove it, and then therefore you wouldn't have any unwanted pregnancies. And of course people balk at that, but it's like, that's not the point. The whole point is the hyperbole of it. I digress. But no, getting the reversible tubes tied is like a vasectomy. But then there's also there's a permanent vasectomy and a permanent tubes tied. But for women, you still shed your uterine lining. So you could make it where you cannot get pregnant because you have permanently had your tubes tied, or you've had your ovaries removed. There is no way that you can get pregnant, and you still have to deal with a period because your uterus is still going to go about its business and then get angry every single time it's not actually developing a placenta in there. So, ta-da. But what the IUD does is make it where, because you will not have a period if there is no uterine lining to shed. That's just how the human body works. And so the IUD preventing the uterine lining from developing and maturing, there's nothing to shed. Ergo, no period. Ta-da. Well, the reality of it is, it's stuff that people, it's like, we are conditioned our entire lives to think that these are like uncomfortable topics to talk about, that these are private topics, or that they're gross, or like, you know, things to be ashamed to talk about, and like, oh, you don't talk about that stuff. It's, you know, it's, you know, but you're still like, you're expected to like know better. And it's like, no, we should talk about these things. Like, if you don't talk about how, like, if there are plenty of people that end up pregnant that have no idea how you get pregnant. And that sounds ridiculous, but it's true. Like, there are people that get pregnant that, like, they did not know that unprotected sex put them at risk of pregnancy because no one taught them. And so I've kind of learned as I get older that it's like, you know what? I can't assume that what I think is common sense, common knowledge, I can't assume that it is. And I have to be, unless it's harmed me or harmed others in some way, I do have to be, I feel called to be gentle and forgiving of people not knowing these things that that they should know, because generally speaking, it's that society failed them. You know? They don't remember the consequences till later. I mean, it's true. But I mean, I've been open about my past too. I mean, my abusive ex, I got knocked up in college. Almost completely, quote, ruined my life. And he was thrilled, because then that meant that I would just stay home and raise the kids, and very, you know, 1950s oriented, you know, barefoot and pregnant at home. He was very thrilled that he was going to have me stuck like that. But yeah, I mean, he almost convinced me to drop out of college. I finished college. Now I got a degree to be a teacher, and I don't think I ever want to go back to doing that, just because, God, no. Not because of the kids. The kids are wonderful. It's all the red tape and bureaucracy and politics of everything related to education. I just don't think I could do it anymore. But he almost convinced me to drop out of college. I almost was a college dropout because of him. Hey, he's up. You're not gonna drop out of college, are you? Not without a plan. That's right. You don't have to go to college if you got a plan. But if you want to, you should probably not drop out. That's a waste of money. Yeah. Hi, buddy. Hi, buddy. It's the baby. Oh, you guys can't see him. Trust me, it's the baby. What's up, little man? How was your nap? How was your nap in your crib that you hate? How long was he down? Really? Okay, that's not bad. Can he walk? No. We have a supported sitter in the house. Your parents were the opposite? See, that's great. That means that your dad was supportive of her having the options, which is healthy. That's a healthy relationship. Thank you, Buttspot. Not the time. You just withdrew class after that. So I'm not saying that because, like, I'm not judging people who drop out of college. My point is, though, that for my ex, it was going to be a method of control. That it was just a way to make sure that I had to stay dependent on him, and that's different. I don't judge people on their life path. I don't know what got them there, but I can see mine with 2020. You know, hindsight is 2020, as they say. Half B Jones, hello, welcome on in. I hope you had a good stream. I'd love to hear what you were up to. For those of you that are new to my stream, hello, I am a mom. You can't see him right now, but I even have one of my children on my lap. I've got my 4-month-old baby on my lap. Because he wanted to come be part of things. Oh, and he spit up on me? See, you guys should be glad you don't have to see that. Oh, goodness. Oh, it's so warm. Ew, buddy. Why would you do that? Why would you spit up on mommy? You know, Marie, thank you for the follow. Hi, Jones. Playing Mech Arena. Ooh, Lethal Company. I know that one. I don't know Mech Arena. I actually really like Lethal Company. Surprisingly, I'm so bad at it. I can't find anything, but I actually really like Lethal Company. How often do babies spit up? So it depends on the baby, and it depends on a lot of factors. Like, for example, a quick way to find out if your baby is actually lactose intolerant is if they basically like projectile spit up everything you give them, and then you have to switch them to soy-based formula. This one is not. My oldest brother was lactose intolerant, so all of us were put on soy formula. I was a soy formula baby. Sure, Chanting Fox. I have started to incorporate some gaming streams into my schedule. So if I have it, I will play. I can play it. If I can't spend money on games at the moment though. So I would need to be a lot more successful with streaming before I can start buying games again. Or I need to find a job that I can do from home. One of the two. I am working on learning rigging so that maybe I could be a VTuber rigger for monies, you know. You're the most expensive baby. Formula is expensive. Hi, Lewis. To put it in perspective, because I don't know if anybody else, if you don't have children, you might not notice, but something I've noticed over like the past 5 years with the economy is that a lot of the essential baby things like formula they now have security sensors on them, or they'll actually have them locked up at like CVS or Walgreens. Call you Luigi. I don't know if I'll be able to remember that because it says Lewis, but I will try. But like baby essentials, they've started locking those up, and it's like, I will be honest, I am a law-abiding citizen, and once upon a time I could afford to help people out with this, but we really can't afford it now, and I don't think a lot of other people can either. If you see someone stealing baby formula or diapers, hold on, this is important. No, you didn't. Okay? If you see someone and it looks like they're gonna shoplift some baby formula, no, you didn't. Okay? There's like that really famous story where the guy is like locked up for stealing a loaf of bread. Wasn't it like, it was the best of times, it was the worst of times? I can't remember the title. But like, the reality of life for a lot of people is that there are a lot of people struggling, and if you have the ability to help them or offer to pay for it for them, go for it. But like, even people that work retail are like, nah, I don't care, just take it, because like they don't care, you know. Right, if you're at the point where it's like, oh wait, why did I like sync? Yeah, sometimes stuff like that, it's like the moral thing is to make sure the baby is fed. Like, nobody's stealing formula to like sell it for a profit on the black market. I'm sorry, they're not. It's already expensive enough at the store. No one's buying it at a premium on the black market, all right? So while I don't usually condone breaking rules, there are certain things where you are morally obligated to turn a blind eye to it, or to step in and help if you were able. But I understand I wouldn't be able to. But anyways, to illustrate my point on that, my oldest is 15, and I remember the container of formula that we would feed her with, because breastfeeding didn't work for me back then.
Just Stripe Healer.
Stretch Healer. Stripe Healer. Bluey. Never mind. When my 15-year-old was a baby and we were feeding her formula, I remember they still sell it on the shelves. It's not really different. They may have like over the years improved the formula, but that wouldn't change the price. They just do that. Back then, the container was $23.99. That container was $23.99. Now, the same container is over $50. So the inflation on cost in 14, 50 years, 14, 15 years on the same container of formula that you go through just as fast. I even checked. What, buddy? I checked same amount of ounces of formula in it. So when I say, if you see someone not pay for that formula in their cart, leave it alone. Let it be, because it's really hard for a lot of families, and especially with, we could get political, and people call it political. It shouldn't be, but depending on the state you're in, there are people that are very much having babies they can't afford because they don't have a choice. So if they are taking that risk to care for that baby, you turn a blind eye and you let it go. And I think that that's the moral correct thing to do, personally. So just FYI. But yeah, no, I think a lot of people don't know that because most people wouldn't pay attention to prices on things like that. But because it was my lived experience, Similac, it was Similac. The little rectangular boxes. Buddy, what you need? Up? Cheek kisses. Right, exactly. For example, for me, and even this one, I'm still kind of breastfeeding, but we definitely do both. He's breastfed and bottle fed. But he's 4.5 months, 21, 22 weeks old. And for every other one of my kids, for the birth experience for my 4 or 5 year old, she's close, was so traumatic that I was like, I can't deal with a single ounce of pain more, so I'm not breastfeeding. I'm not doing that. But my older two, I really genuinely tried and couldn't even make it 6 weeks. And the babies are basically exclusively formula fed until they're 4 to 6 months old. It's expensive. So not everybody can breastfeed. So the people are like, oh, if they can't afford formula, they should just breastfeed. Sometimes the human body just doesn't do that. It's kind of the same way, oh, why do you need a C-section? You should just push it down naturally. Well, guess what? Humans have evolved to the point where a lot of women, you can't, and they need the C-sections now. That's why they're so common. Sorry, Luigi. I know that this was way more intense a conversation we normally have. I'm sitting here getting mad about formula costs. I'm so sorry. Normally it's a lot more chill, I swear. I really promise. But if I don't stand for some things and be honest about some things, then everything I'm doing on this channel wouldn't be genuine. So. You came at the wrong time, maybe, Galileo. I'm really sorry. But anyways, no, I think the best way to highlight that thing, and I think a lot of people don't know, is strictly what the price of formula has done since 2008. And it's doubled. And that's worse than the housing market as far as I'm concerned. And it's for most babies, it's for newborns, you might not go through formula that fast, but they go through formula fast pretty quick, and you're going through 2 tubs a week. So it's, if you're struggling, spending $150 a week just to feed your baby, on top of yourself and rent, and it's a lot. So feel free to hold on to that and throw that at anybody later if they're like, oh, whatever, babies, it's not that hard and stuff. And it's you can tell them, I learned that back before 2010, formula cost, 2008, 2009, formula cost half what it does now. And now it's over $50 for one thing of formula. And then most people be like, over $50? And you'd be like, yeah, it's not cheap. Aurora, hello. My friend, I hope you're well. I'll stretch. I'll do a baby lift. Stretch. Big smile. I mean, you can, Chanting Fox. I don't. We have tactile toys for our baby. My favorite currently is it's a rattle, but it's shaped like a little hand weight, which I think is really funny. My little swole baby. Price gouging. I mean, we could talk about the price gouging of eggs that happens too, but I don't want to upset people further. Buddy, are you hungry? Or like, what do you want? Are you scared of the lady on the screen? She's quite terrifying, I know. You used to like her. You liked watching the lady on the screen. What happened? Do I plan to home puree food when the time comes? I would love to. But something else we've talked about in the past, but I haven't today. My toddler is autistic. She's pretty high functioning autistic, and we're working on stuff, but like we've also already noticed stuff like when the baby cries, she gets like upset, and there have been times where like she's gonna try to make the baby stop crying, but not in a healthy way, and we've had to catch her and like make sure she didn't hit the baby or something. So like she, we have an autistic toddler that we work with. Having a baby, I'm understanding why a lot of people, if they have a special needs child, why that's usually their youngest child. We had an age gap there, an almost 5-year age gap, a 4.5 year age gap. But the reality is that I have my hands full with a baby and an autistic toddler who very much needs care. It needs specialized care. So my hands are full. So it's like I never really, especially as a working mom back in the day, I didn't have time to do the home puree food, the granola mom stuff. And you know what? This time, I'm almost 38 and I've got an autistic toddler. Like, you know what? I'm using the disposable diapers, and I'm probably gonna buy some of the store-bought food, and unless it's too cost prohibitive, because formula, you don't really have another option. Formula, you have to buy formula. But then there's stuff like, we eat sweet potatoes and stuff like that, so like I just would need a food processor. I suppose I could put a food processor on my throne, actually. Do I have one already? I don't remember. But like there's certain things I want, like I think I have a spiralizer, and then my oldest organized and now it's gone. Bless you. And like my oldest, we had a blender, but my oldest lost the top. And so like you can't use it without the top. And so maybe I'll put a cheap blender on throne too as well. Guys, sound canceling headphones on Amazon. You can, but it'll make a mess, which does not save me time. So, you okay now, buddy? You just need to get sneezes and some more spit up out. I think he's good. Right, exactly, PB. So we'll see, and I might try it, and it'd probably be more so like if I was already making sweet potatoes or mashed potatoes, or like, we do eat vegetables in this house, so like, when I'm making beans or green beans or peas or stuff like that, you can grind them up and stuff. Like I eat peas and carrots, so I think a lot of people don't realize how simple they warn you about things like when you feed a baby bananas, and they're like, yes, their poop is going to look like sand. Let's try breastfeeding, buddy. Maybe you'll calm down. Are you excited or about to freak out? You want a boob? Okay. But yeah, like a baby will eat bananas, and it's like it comes out looking like sand. They eat beets, and it comes out looking like they're internally bleeding. It's like very scary stuff. So like if you ever like pick up a baby book, they will talk about baby poop after they start eating food, because they're like, do not be alarmed by it changing colors and looking like scary stuff, because it's just gonna happen. I'm sorry, I'm not paying enough attention to you. See, he wants to breastfeed, but he also wants me to watch him eat, like my cat does. Like, he needs my undivided attention. Or he gets offended. Some babies are more hands-on than others, by the way, and this baby is what's called a high needs baby. He very much needs more of that reassurance that I'm still here, that I'm going to hold him and pick him up, and like he very much wants to be held. And I know that there's like methods where they're like, oh, like you train them not to want to do that, and it's like, you know what? No, this is my no. Because I want my baby to know that I'm here, and that of course I'm here to support him and be there for him, and I want him to learn that security, that of course I'm here for him, and that he's safe and protected and loved. And so I don't know, some of the baby methods where it's like, I get it, you're a super tired parent, and you just want to be able to like go do something for a half hour. What age can a baby eat beets? Once they can start eating solid foods. And you kind of, I don't know exact age. I do know that there's, when they're a supported sitter, which hi, Snacklefox. I'm sorry for not saying hi. I can't, I have to keep looking at the baby because he's demanding that I make eye contact. I'm still here. I'm still looking at you. Man. What was I talking about? Oh my gosh. Buddy. So, for example, like they are on formula until they are a supported sitter, which means that they're like they can start kind of sitting up, but you do have like you can't just leave them alone sitting up. They will fall over and hurt themselves. That's a supported sitter. Or like they can sit up when you like put a boppy pillow behind them or something. Nice to see you too. I did. Thank you, Shala. I really do appreciate it. You're freezing in sleep, bae. Well, I hope you can get warm. Wrap up in a big cozy blanket before you sleep, please. Supported sitter. They make something it's rice cereal. And so we can start them on rice cereal. But we have to be you can't just feed it to them all the time. A lot of people do that so that they just sleep longer. But that's not healthy. But like you can start giving it to them like at their nighttime bottles, so maybe they'll sleep for a longer stretch. And then once they are got your fur baby good. Once they are a sitter, unsupported sitter, then you can introduce they'll introduce things like oatmeal, bananas, like just real easy foods. And then if you actually have it's interesting if you actually ever go look at like the baby food aisle. But like it's very specific, and they'll either say ages, but generally it's like life stages. Like this one's for supported sitters, this one's for unsupported sitters, this is for ones that are crawling, these are ones for teething, that sort of stuff. And so rice cereal like Rice Krispies? No, it's rice cereal, but it's like it kind of mixes together like oatmeal. It's real basic. It's like if you took rice and like blended it up and put it with a bunch of water. I think that you intrigued and the topic is apt. I mean, this is my life, Zitch. I talk about what I know. You okay, buddy, or do you want? Okay. I'm my baby's favorite pacifier. I kind of wish that he liked pacifiers because he is teething, but no, he likes me as the pacifier, which so far those teeth have popped through, but when teeth start popping through, we're not doing this anymore. Like, I love you, little buddy, but we're not doing that. He needs me to watch him. Stop! What are you doing? So anyways, fun fact, did you know that like all babies, there's a certain order that their front teeth come in? Bottom two center first, top two center second. Bottom two second from the center, top two. And then they kind of fill in after that. But there's actually like specific, like I don't know if anybody's ever noticed, but like baby teeth, it's always the bottom two that come in first, not the top two. Isn't that funny? Except for maybe someone like Shia Bun, who is a rabbit, so. Oh, I appreciate that, thank you. I saw that like they were doing nominations for the streamer awards, and I know a lot of people are. I'm so happy that a lot of people are actually like advocating for themselves, like, hey, I deserve to be nominated for this. And I saw that, and I was like, you know what? I want to work really hard this year so that next year, maybe I can feel confident enough to actually put myself forward for a category. I think that would be nice. Like maybe like, I don't know, if I'm incredibly lucky, rising star, and if not, maybe hidden gem. You know, it would be really nice. I've got some stuff I'm working on this year, you know. Did your 15-year-old have double row teeth? No. What? I'm pretty sure she just had like normal teeth. I've never heard of double row teeth. We're not sharks. Buddy, can you not make up your mind? You might fall asleep, but yeah, I do too, Aurora. Well, then there's definitely certain ones that I hope get nominated. I would be shocked if Pumpkin Potion didn't get nominated for like Hidden Gem or something because of her clips video going viral like that. Like the timing, I mean, even just from a marketing standpoint, the timing of the clip video of her posting it to Twitter, of it blowing up and going viral like that is like the perfect timing to get nominated for something like that. Gloop Queen. Wait, Aurora, DM me stuff. Like I haven't heard of that, but I don't know what tech stuff they do. There was an artist that I saw, there's a VTuber, or I guess a PNG tuber, but like their entire stream is like all animated and they drew it themselves. And it's like every single scene is like them like traveling around their city, like going on the subway and stuff, and it's beautiful. And oh, okay, I'll have to, Aurora. If I can find who it was, because it was spelled funny. I'll post these people in the Discord or something, in the show and tell when I find them again. But it made me think, and it's like I actually would really love to have where I would love to have like my background be like actually like a 3D background where I could press a hotkey and have it shift to like a different angle on like my living room or something. Like I actually someday would love to have like an actual like a whole house environment for our streams. Like I'm gonna be trying to draw a backyard for this summer, but drawing environments is kind of difficult. But what I would want to do with it, where you could just seamlessly, like where it's like the camera turns and then you're looking at like the left side of this room, would require a 3D environment. I think. I don't think I could do that with drawing and animating. That'd be really difficult, and I don't know how I would keep the transition straight, anyways. But that's something I would want to do, is where we could actually like travel to different rooms in the house. There's that motion program that Duper works for that I want to look into. But I would love to like have my whole house. I already have a Vroid that works as a 3D model. In fact, I won a giveaway to have it converted to a VR chat character. The problem is that I'm not a trusted user yet on VR chat. I haven't found time enough to actually interact in VR chat. So, you know, I might put out a call to friends at some point to be like, hey, come be my friend in VR chat to help me get to where I'm trusted user. And then once I can get that to happen, we can do VR chat streams, if I can figure that out, because I have a VR system. I would love to do VR chat streams. But, I need body tracking, I think. We don't need body tracking, but I would really like proper body tracking if we did VR chat, So there's definitely things I want to do. But I need the body tracking anyways if I did a 3D house environment, because I'd like to be able to walk around in it. Trip over furniture and all that. Buddy, what are you looking at? What are you looking at? You looking at your mommy. You looking at your mommy. Brrr. Yes, I would love to do VR chat. compact 3D tracking set. I already have, hold on, I haven't even looked at my throne in ages. I probably should update stuff. I do apologize. What is it, throne.co? What is it? No, that is not it. Throne. Like, I type in throne in the Google search and the site doesn't come up. But I don't remember what the dot whatever is. Oh my god, a throne.me. Thank you. Goodness. I forgot I even had that thing. Yeah, I have I had one up there. There's also Mocapi, which is what I think that Pumpkin Potion uses, and obviously it works really well. The Sony Mocapi 3D motion capture system, which they launched last year. Oh, it's even on sale. So maybe I'll add that to my throne real quick. Let's see. Log in. And maybe I'll swap it out and have it just featured at the top, because I would love to do that. Oh, Black Friday special. Yeah, it's been a really long time since I've By the way, if people want to help me out quite a bit, at the top of the list is the Baby Trend Snap and Go, where you can just set a car seat carrier into it and it turns it into like a stroller. Would actually be like really, really helpful to me. I just wanted to put that out there. Add gifts. Let's see if I can add. Oh wait. Okay, hold on. Add gift. Can I just add it? Product link. Okay. It's been such a long time since I've done this. Okay, not verified. Gift amount will be paid out and you can buy it yourself. But I think I like this one better because it's definitely more compact and it's even on sale. Compact body tracking for streams and VR. All right, add to wish list. View wish list. How do you make it the pinned one? Unpin. Pin. All right, we've switched the pinned one. I did the thing. Do I need anything for toddler VT? That's a good question, and I'm gonna have to go through and look for things. For her, it's a little bit more difficult because I'm not quite sure what she likes. But I think I'll probably be adding things that are like bluey stuff. She's also been very interested in coloring, so maybe some coloring books. GE makes appliances and the Avenger autocannon. The what? So like I said, like I really have not gone through my throne wish list in a very long time. I don't suppose I need the original silver nursing cups anymore. I've toughened up. Although I do think it's interesting that they're made of silver, so you could like melt them down and turn them into something else. We'll delete that. I can delete most of the breastfeeding stuff at this point, because I'm pretty much kind of hanging on for dear life. But I'm almost just done. Like I really just can't anymore. Yeah, I'm gonna have to like clothing too. The baby is over 4 months old, so anything that's like 3 months, it's 3 to 6 months. I guess that still is good. A newborn to 3 months. Goodness. Yeah, the baby. We're too old for that. The one thing it's out of stock. Crud. It was like that beaded raindrops thing. I thought would be good for helping calm down my toddler because she's autistic, and so giving her something to focus on that. I'll leave it there so I remember later to go try to figure out where to like an alternative. Do not the splash and store bathtub would be nice, but we do have a bathtub now that we got, We dug it out of the garage. I forgot we had it, but it just, we can't store it away. It's big, but we don't really need that. It's expensive. Let's see. I don't really need alcohol-free bubbly rosé anymore. Theoretically, I could drink if I wanted to. New parents bundle. No. I put this travel cosmetic and jewelry pouch kind of actually for my oldest, but she recently lost hers with all her makeup in it, so I don't think that's good. Like I said, I'm gonna have to actually properly go through this and find things. Oh, I see the baby buff rattle, which I would like a second one so that he could, you know, have two but of course you also like lose things. They're nipple cups. No, it's like an old remedy for protecting your chapped nipples from breastfeeding. So, Mr. Zim, have a good one. You look sleepy, buddy. Are you gonna fall asleep? But anyways, so yeah, no, I need to go back through that. But the reality of it is that like I'm not one of those streamers that gets like a ton of gifts off their throne. So I kind of put stuff on there just because some of it is random, some of it is stuff that would be good, but I just don't really expect to get anything from it, I guess. Oh, the Yoshi is unavailable. That's fine. Plus, like, the things that get suggested are actually, like, kind of super expensive for babies. So I'll have to figure it out. I will go back through and look for, I don't know if that's, what size that is. Anyway, no, I'm kind of glancing through it. The diaper bundle for size 2 would be helpful. We can delete for size 1. Yeah, I really haven't gone through this that much. Baby monitor would be really helpful. Ooh, and it's on like super sale. Jesus. Moon Bunny cardigan is out of stock. I'm sad now. I'll leave it there though. It's pretty. Yeah, I guess I needed to go through and like delete everything that's out of stock. Yeah, I really hadn't looked at these. That's so funny. This is on there twice. That's out of stock. Yeah, I need to just go back through this and actually look at stuff. And if it's out of stock, it's out of stock. And then there's some cooking stuff on there. Because I thought that might be fun. Oh goodness, lots of stuff out of stock. I had put cookie dough, like safe to eat cookie dough on there while I was pregnant. Oh, that's funny. Snorlax plushies, of course, sold out. There's a $1,000 giant sleeping plush spider monster on there. Yeah, a lot of stuff that just needed to be deleted that I just hadn't gone back to do. My apologies. And then actual literal throne seats that I thought were funny, but didn't really actually ever expect anybody to fund. Because I just thought they were cool. But they're all out of stock anyways now. Nano Boost, I don't even remember what that is. Okay, so for the most part, sorry, I can't see chat at the moment. Excuse me. Let's see. Let's see. Out of stock. Confirm. Okay, so I mean, I've kind of trimmed it down, which is fine. Mr. Zim, what did you buy? What just happens? Ouch. Buddy, I'm sorry I'm not talking to you directly, but that's not a good reason to bite me. I don't really know where my, I sent gifts. I haven't sent any gifts. Okay. Yeah, I did think it was really funny that, way back when Tagaby sent me lanolin. Which, if you don't know what lanolin is a nipple balm. It's a cheap nipple balm for breastfeeding. But I actually have one, it's called Nipple Crack that I bought myself, but it's a really good lip balm, which is why I bought it, so I think it's funny. Food Wars character, very nice. Yeah, it's sold out. What can I say? We've talked about my partiality to the bunny suits. Okay, we've talked about it. That once upon a time, you know, mom had a job in her past, and that's, you know, so former Playboy bunny VTuber. Hidden lore from mom. Those of you that are here, you heard it here first. So that's why I'm kind of partial to bunny stuff, if that makes sense. That's why I like bunny things. That's why, you know, did you guys ever notice? Look at the pattern. Ta-da!
Mama!
Come on, please tell me people noticed. Maybe? Yeah. So we're partial to bunnies. That's also why I drew, that's, you know. Ta-da! It's fine chanting, don't worry about it. Riptide, by the way, thank you for the follow. I missed it. Thank you. But yeah, so hidden lore. And then in my intro video, when I start stream, you'll notice when I come down the stairs, I'm wearing bunny slippers for the same reason. So that's why we kind of have a bunny motif. Shadow, thank you for the follow. Oh, I don't actually. I'm sorry, chanting. I feel like I was lost in my thoughts. $5 a.m. Oh my goodness. Shadow, thank you so much for dropping by. I appreciate it. If you weren't able to sleep tonight, I am sorry, because that's always really rough, not being able to sleep. If you stayed up late on purpose, then, you know, that's perfectly fine. But if you weren't able to sleep, I hope that, I hope you get some good sleep. Well, either way, I hope you get some good sleep now. Have a good one. Take care of yourself, okay? And, you know, thank you. I'll drink some water. All right. I think the baby fell asleep. By the way, just a reminder for the rest of the week, tomorrow night, I am collaborating with VTubers I love, my friend William. I'm collaborating with him on his channel, not mine. And I didn't put that on my schedule. I'm still learning about what information I need on my weekly schedule. So I do apologize for that. I should have clarified, but I will not be streaming on my channel tomorrow night. I will be on Vils. But Thursday I'll be streaming. I'll be starting at the same time. And I promised my son I would practice Fortnite. And not zero build. I told him that I would practice the build Fortnite. So I'll be joining randoms and having them get very mad at me. But we will be trying to learn how to play. So Leica, Age Through Blood. And Endling Extinction is Forever. Okay, hold on. Let me pull up pages. Leica. Okay. Leica, Age Through Blood. There's a Leica Studios. Interestingly. And then what was the other one? Endling Extinction. Extinction is Forever. Oh goodness. Is that what that looks like? It's gonna make me cry. Well, I will put them on my wish list for sure. But I can't afford to purchase games right now, so. Have I heard of Tiny Little Adiantum? I have not. Punching Way, thank you for the follow. Tiny Little Adiantum, is that a game? Galileo? Oh, it's a song. I have not. I also can't use my headphones right now though, so I can't listen. May I ask why do you ask? Lake Up keeps freezing for you? Oh goodness. No, I hadn't, but I'll give it a listen later. There is a childcare themed game that I'm going to play one of the days next week, but I don't want to say which one yet. I don't want to spoil it. Technically it's co-op, but I don't think I know anybody that would have this game. So it'll be silly. Hopefully it'll be silly fun. We'll see. It might be terrible. I don't know. I've never actually played it. It looks like silly fun, so I'm kind of looking forward to it. Wow, the number of tabs I've opened. Interesting. Yeah, maybe we'll do like a donathon so I can get the Sony Mocapi motion capture stuff. I'd have to plan it though. Maybe for my birthday. That's not for a couple months, but... Oh goodness. No, it was nice to see you, Yuna. Go get some sleep. I appreciate you being here, despite how late it is for you. I hope you have a good night's sleep. All right. Let's see. Oh, what else is there to talk about? I don't have anything urgent to talk about. I do think I want to try to see if I can get my 3D model ready to use for next week, just for fun. But that's gonna take some work from me. So we'll see if I can get it ready. I don't want it to just be the stiff V-roid facial movements. I feel like the program itself got those better, so I'm gonna have to test that out. But if it's still got like the really stiff, limited facial movements, I'm gonna have to wait until I can fix that. But in the meantime, yeah, I think it'll be fine. And if I can do that, and I'll let you guys know which day I'd be using the 3D model, if I can figure it out. But I'm not 100% sure yet. We will see. We'll see. Baby's first words are gaming terms. I mean, my husband is trying his best to have the baby's first word be booby. So, we'll see. But we think it's probably going to end up being mama, probably. He already says mum occasionally, although I don't think it's on purpose, but booby. Yep. He's trying real hard. Something else I need to figure out is adding more redeems to the channel. If anybody knows how I can get it to where the redeems make, like, I only know how to do redeems where it plays a sound. I don't know how to do redeems where it'll like show an image or a GIF or a video on screen. And I'd love to have that kind of stuff automated. If anybody knows how to do any of that. Because I have some ideas for it. Like the Alexa, show me my baby. I have an idea for that, but I'd have to like record it. Where I'd want it where if someone did the redeem, if in the monitor it would just show like their like streaming icon, their Twitch icon. I thought that'd be funny. Maybe, yeah, because like I know people do it. I don't know how to find the information on how to do it myself. How to set up things where if you redeemed something that it would pop up. It's the stuff like stream elements with overlays. I'll have to look into it because that's stuff I'd really like to do. So we'll see. Cult of the Lamb update in Pal World. Cult of the Lamb, I've actually never played it. I don't even think I own it. Oh, I forgot. My husband was gifted Baldur's Gate 3 for Christmas, by the way. During the Steam sale, a friend of his gifted him Baldur's Gate 3. So I don't know if that would be a big time sink. I don't know if people would want to see me play it. But yeah, I have access to Baldur's Gate 3 now. Oh, both of us have trouble finding time to play games is the problem, so. Yeah. But yeah, I actually have access to Baldur's Gate 3, so we can play it if people want me to. I've heard Chanting Fox, also a Mind Flayer. Obviously the vampire. Apparently a lot of romanceable options. I don't even know, I wonder if it's possible to just avoid romancing options and just make everyone mad that mom just, can I just do a mom run through where I'm like the party mom? Is that possible? Because apparently there's a lot of things that are possible. I wonder if I can end up with everyone kind of seeing me as maternal. We'll see. Chanting Fox, if it's hard not to, then I feel like it would be a really challenging run to go through, I mean, the thing is, obviously I don't have any issue with sex as a plot point in a game. I've had children. Let's not kid ourselves. I ain't the Virgin Mary. My children weren't just, immaculately conceived. But at the same time, I don't know. It doesn't really fit with this channel too much, I think. I know, I'm sorry you had to hear it this way, PB. Can I make a mean hot cocoa? Of course. You have to make hot cocoa with milk. And you have to steam it and you have to heat it, but not too much because then you get that weird film on the top of the milk. Throwing chocolates at the Demon Lord. Apparently there's a mod for that. I saw Miss Lala posted that on Twitter. I remember that. One hot cocoa? Actually I think we do have hot cocoa in my pantry. But we don't have any milk. I'm out of milk at the moment, so unfortunately I can't make any at the moment. I'm sorry. God, there's just so many things I want to get done. But that's the problem, I need to focus. So like I'm just gonna try to figure out what to do. Well, I feel like using the chancla, that's kind of a cultural thing, isn't it? And like I don't know how more I can explain that I'm like as white bread of a white woman as possible. I am a suburban raised white woman. Non-Hispanic. You know what I mean? So like, no, I've never used a chancla, but I think that's very much acknowledged to be like a cultural thing. I grew up with the threat of the belt, but I don't threaten using a belt on my children because I think that's horrific and barbaric, and I still remember how terrified I was of getting hit with a belt. So we don't do that. But my heritage was dad's leather belt, you know, so. But no, I've never once threatened the belt to any of my children. That stops this generation. I feel like that's a very, very low bar. Like the bar is in the ground for parenting with that one, so. An honorary Mexican? There used to be like 20% white. I don't know. I think you were vastly underestimating the power of my whiteness. My lack of culture. Like I grew up in the suburbs as a white kid. I am a huge Eminem fan. And Spice Girls. So Shido, hello. Welcome on in. Like to the point where like even like my other channel, like a popular thing for a lot of VTubers to do is to kind of make like a Japanese sounding name, and I definitely wasn't even going to do that, not even like as a surname. It just didn't feel comfy because I'm very white, you know. So a boat paddle, wow, that's got some wind up. Do I stream daily? No. Generally speaking, I'm going to be streaming on days when my toddler has her speech therapy. Like I've said before, she's autistic, so she does speech and behavioral therapy. And generally speaking, oh my god, PB, exactly. Truest thing that's ever been said in chat. Usually I stream on days, and I stream during the day where my kids are at school, and my youngest, who will be going to kindergarten this fall, she already has speech therapy and behavioral therapy. So that's why, generally speaking, I'm going to have streams at 11 a.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. CST, on Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, usually, unless something changes. Now, granted, when my toddler goes to kindergarten, my schedule might actually change. I might stream more often. We'll see. I would like to. But I also recognize that if I want to grow as a streamer, I need to put more work into YouTube and TikToks and things that I can post to like Twitter. So we'll see. Vanta Black, that stuff is cool. That stuff is cool. Draco, I think that's a big fear for a lot of people. Now that I'm older and in hindsight looking back, I think that there's a good possibility that I am autistic and just didn't get the help that I needed. Possible ADHD as well. I think that those a lot of the symptoms are kind of hand in hand. Gyro 10, thank you for the follow, by the way. My daughter is diagnosed autistic, and we hide that from my family because my mother, for years after I had kids, my mom is an anti-vaxxer and has directly said in no uncertain terms that she thinks that it would be better for a kid to die from measles than to have the vaccine and catch autism. That it would be better for a kid to be disfigured from smallpox than to have autism. So I look at my absolutely beautiful, wonderful, delightful 4-year-old, who I am incredibly lucky to even have her in my life. And I look at her and realize that the moment I flat out say that she's autistic, my family will treat her differently. If they have an ounce of sense, they would have already figured it out by now. But if I don't talk about it, they're not going to talk about it. There's nothing wrong with being autistic. And that is something that I've had to grapple with because I was raised to think of it as, I was raised by people that see it as like something wrong with you. You know, like you're defective. And it's like, so I've had to struggle with that to get over that mindset because it's what I was taught. And it kind of colors a lot of the treatment I got growing up because I actually, like, what 6-year-old is reading through the book Treasure Islands, you know, by herself, or like reading encyclopedias and stuff? Like, I was a weird kid. And looking back, my hyperfixations is like, no, I probably am autistic. They think it's hereditary, passed down by the mom's side, by the way, which means I would have gotten it from my mother, hilariously. But no, there's nothing wrong with being autistic. It just means that your brain is wired differently, basically. Like, they're still learning about it, but it's just how you process information, how you process stimuli is different, and that's it. It's just different. But yeah, exactly. PB grew up with, like, we kind of grew up where it's like if you were neurodivergent, you were treated as like there was something wrong with you. And no, if you're neurodivergent, it just means that it's different. Like, I don't like the idea of like normal, because it's like, that's why I like the term neurotypical, because it's like, this is what the baseline was, and then you're just a little bit different. But it doesn't mean there's anything wrong. So, but it's definitely something that I had to grapple with my own fears and prejudices and things that I was taught. So, thanks, Coding. It's okay. I appreciate it. Thank you for stopping in. So, but no, I have an autistic toddler. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's just, you know, it's just the norm for parenting tips and advice that parents can search up and stuff like that doesn't apply a lot of times. So, like, you know, we're learning as we go. But I definitely do everything I can to care for her, and I'm incredibly grateful that I have her. She's hilarious. She's beautiful. She's such a funny kid. The year broken generation of schooling. Yeah, exactly, Robbie Kuhn. I'm sorry about that. But like, I've had depression and anxiety my entire life that got ignored for most of my life. I didn't even get on medication at all until about 8 years ago, and I'm almost 38. So that gives you, so I went almost 30 years of life just struggling on my own, because my family, you don't talk about it. You don't talk about illnesses. You don't talk about problems like that. And I know that's the case for my parents, because a couple years ago, my father's health deteriorated so bad, and he didn't tell us that he almost died until he had recovered and after the fact. And it's like, that's great. So like, you would have just died out of nowhere for us, because you hid that you were doing well, you're doing poorly. Oh, and guess what I found out recently? I thought that like 15 years ago, my mom had a slight bout. I know it sounds weird, but like that she had a very small case of breast cancer, and then she just got a I don't know what they call it, breastectomy, and then didn't even do chemo, and it's all fine, and it was gone, and she just acted like it was just over and done with, and everything was over. And then she slipped up a couple months ago and told me, "Oh, hey, good news! By the way, all the new growths they're shrinking, so my treatment's working." And I'm sitting there like, what? You know, like, what growths? And then she was like, "Oh, the breast cancer growth." So no, it came back, and she didn't tell me. She forgot that she hadn't told me. So that's the family I come from, where it's like, if you're not, you don't talk about struggles or problems or anything like that. Oh God, I can keep going. When I was a newly divorced person and afraid that I wouldn't be able to afford to feed my kids, and I confided in my mother in their giant kitchen because they are very comfortable, and I grew up very privileged. I told her I was afraid that I would have to get on food stamps, and she looked me dead in the eye and told me that if I got an EBT card, if I got on food stamps, to not speak to her in public, and that she would pretend like she didn't know me because I would be seen as such an embarrassment to her that I was on food stamps. So if that explains a lot, I think. Right, there's years feeling, yeah, PB, because it's that fun catch-22 of like having depression and needing help, but then because you're depressed, you feel like you're a burden on people and you don't want to be that burden, so you don't get the help you need because you're conditioned to just hide it and not bother anybody. Yep, nope, I understand that struggle. Incidentally, if anybody else is struggling with that, you're not alone, and it is okay, and it's actually incredibly brave to ask for help. It's a very tough step to say, I need help. So if you do need help with mental health and stuff like that, and you can find the strength to go to a doctor, go to someone who's trusted and be like, I need help, that is huge, and I am preemptively proud of you because it's very tough to do. Hey, little helper, speaking of, hello. Oh, drink more water, thank you. But I mean, we've talked about it, that the whole reason that this was just a fun idea project to do temporarily to be MomVT. This was not my first VTubing channel. In fact, I need to go back to making content on my other channel because I love what I have on that channel very much. But this was just supposed to be kind of like a fun way to give back to the VTubing community that I love, to the streaming community. Because, I mean, I don't remember a single time my parents told me they were proud of me, or that I felt like I actually got like just genuine support in something. And while I do have to be very careful about parasocial risks, sometimes it's nice to know that there's somewhere on the internet you can go and be like, hey, I'm dealing with this thing and just need to talk. Or, hey, I'm really excited about this thing happening in my life, and there's this mother figure that can be excited for you or that can listen. And that was the whole reason I started this channel, because I didn't get that from my real life parents. And you know what? We're on the internet. All of us are terminally online. And I think for a lot of us, it's because like we're looking for those healthy connections where we can feel safe and supported. And so that's why I started this channel. So school system didn't at first, but whatever. Well, I'm sorry about the school system, but that sounds about right. But I'm glad that your family's been supportive. You did miss other channel. I was gonna start back actually last night, PB, but plans changed with the toddler actually, so I decided to just give it another week. And I think I'll have to go back to like Sunday, Monday, Wednesday if I stream, and if not, I think I might actually on that channel I might switch and just stream to like maybe Sunday stream on Twitch, and then like Monday, Wednesday stream on YouTube, and try out YouTube streaming for a little bit. We'll see. Since I basically have to build up that channel once again from like 0, we'll see. You know. But anyways. Yeah, I mean, I got a degree to be a teacher, and I don't think they could pay teachers enough to get me back in teaching. So, oh, I'm glad that he does too, Zerodian. That's really good to hear. But yeah, I mean, that's the thing. That's the thing is that I mean, a lot of us have trauma from our parents, and you just do your best not to continue the cycle, right? You try to screw your kids up a little less than your parents screwed you up. I guess is the cycle that we do, right? Oh, okay, just got a message from my kid. She played goalie in her soccer game yesterday and dove for a save, and just like you just watched her neck like noodle, and she smacked her head on the ground, and so she's gonna sit the game out today. Onyx, that's wonderful. Well, I mean, PB, you're one of the very few people I've actually told where I live, so you understand why I have no interest in being a teacher here. If we move someday, that might change, but absolutely not here. Because I can't even properly be there for students that need a teacher in their corner, so don't really want to get fired or arrested for trying to be supportive of students that need support. So never mind, not going to do it. But I am fortunate that I can do the stay-at-home mom thing. It's worked out best for our family. Money would be nice, but so which is why I'm going to work hard on content and why I'm going to learn rigging and stuff like that, so I can start bringing in at least some income to help. But something I just always really wanted was to be able to do the stay-at-home mom thing and just be devoted to my kids for a little while, and I finally get to do that, which is a very lucky experience. I guess. Very lucky experience. Yeah, PB, exactly. Incidentally, before anybody asks, we are very much we in this channel and with me, we are a safe place for trans and non-binary folks, very much so. LGBTQ. This is a safe space, and any sort of bigotry against people just wanting to live their lives in a way that makes them comfortable and happy. Any sort of bigotry against that is not allowed. I shouldn't have to say stuff like that, but unfortunately we do. So, but it really hasn't been a problem yet in the community, which has been really, really nice. But we protect our own here. This is my house, and if people come to my house to feel safe and comforted and loved, then I would not be doing my job if I didn't make sure they felt safe and protected. So. My mama, yo mama, what's up? What's up, Sono? Okay. On that note, my back is starting to really hurt from like holding the baby in my chair, and I normally only stream for max 2 hours anyways, so we've been going for a little over 2 hours now. So I think let's right into somebody. I don't know who's currently live. There's a lot of big streamers that are live, but if I can, I'd like to support someone who is lower. Let's see, who is live? I see that Dr. Crafty is live. Let's go say hello to Dr. Crafty. He's a good bean. I like him. A very unique Western style model, or at least the last I saw. Good bean. I like him a lot. And I hope you guys do too. He's also an artist, very talented. As far as a raid message, how about this? And then if you subscribe and have my emotes, you can do the 4K, catching him in 4K, and that can be the raid message. And don't spam it, just like do it once. I know some people like to spam, but it could be a lot when people do that. I will be on Vill's channel tomorrow night. I will remind people on Twitter and in the Discord, and I'm looking forward to that. And then Thursday, I'll be back on my channel at 11 a.m. Eastern time to practice Fortnite. It's going to be a mess. I'm going to do my best, but I'm still learning. But I hope you all have a wonderful middle of your week. If I don't see you, take care of yourselves, and I'll see you next time, okay? All right. I love you all very much, and I hope you have a safe and happy Tuesday and Wednesday. And I'll see you guys next time, okay? All right. Bye-bye.